detail that how things are going to happen from 13th afternoon when we catch up till 15th night when we depart. As we have already mentioned in the guidelines, Ashwin, do you want me to share the guidelines on the screen? If you can give the sharing it.
Yes, I'll do that. 1 second. Yeah.
Is my screen visible to everyone? Okay, so let's this sampling protocol and other things, Ashwin and Arpit will take you through. The logistics parts and the accommodation and everything, I'll give the brief background to everyone about this. So as all of us know, Kutch is a very large area and we are scanning somewhere around 10,000 square kilometers of area. So what we have done is that we have segregated the whole district into grids of 5 square kilometer each, and there are zones created for each for a cluster of grids. So that we will come to that part later on. First, starting from 13th, as we have already mentioned in the guidelines, 13th we all are assembling around 3 o'clock. I think the location is, yes, location is also the Google Map link is already shared with the guidelines. So everyone may save this location as a meeting point for Bhuj. We all are assembling at this place at 3 p.m. This would be followed by a brief introduction with each other, some pleasantries. And then we'll walk through the identification part because certain species like shrikes are a little tricky for identification with confusing species. So 13th afternoon 3 p.m. to almost around 6:30 p.m. we'll have this orientation program going on. We want to wind up orientation by 6:30 and by 7 o'clock, or if possible before earlier than that, we want to start the dinner. So we all are going to have our dinner on 13th together at one Chetna Kendra. After finishing dinner, as we have already mentioned, we have got vehicles for each individual team. I think I'll share a screenshot of so to have a better understanding of the whole thing. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So basically, these are the grids. What you are seeing right now, the small red boxes, are the grids spread across the district of Kutch. These squares are of 5 by 5 square kilometers. Now, with this is a rough sketch for the last year's survey. So this is not the actual picture. But if you see those blue lines creating a zone, this is the team area for each team. So when we assemble at Bhuj, I think everyone would be able to see Bhuj now. When we assemble at Bhuj here, some teams would be going probably to Narayan Sarovar, some teams would be going to Dholavira, some teams to Rapar. So these are the long distances. So we all are not going to remain at Bhuj only. We are not going to be staying there. I think those people who have already participated in last 2 surveys or last survey, they already know. But those people who are participating this year, so, sorry. Hello.
You can go on.
Fine. I'll continue. Yeah, I'll continue. So what would happen here is that from Bhuj after finishing early dinner. So those teams which are going to Narayan Sarovar or Dholavira or Adesar, those are long distances like 150 kilometers. It takes around 2.5 to 3 hours of travel time to reach there. So we would say that those teams may have to leave a little earlier, say around 7:30, so as to reach at proper time to their destinations. Now, upon reaching the destination, so we have got the taxis in wherever there are private vehicles. We have kept the private vehicles for the teams. The forest department has been kind enough to provide their vehicles, so partially their vehicles will be there. And for the remaining teams, we have already booked the taxis, so the taxis would take them. So the transportation, those taxis would remain with the same team for 2 days during the whole survey period. So from the in the evening, say one team goes to Narayan Sarovar in the taxi, that taxi would remain with them till they return to Bhuj on 15th. So that takes care of commutation part. Now, from when they reach their particular destination, for an example, Narayan Sarovar, there either we have got the forest guest houses. Again, the forest department has been kind enough to lend all their guest houses available at that point of time. And we have accommodations either at forest department guest houses, and wherever there are no forest departments, guest houses available, we have arranged for stay in Jain Dharmashala spread across Kutch. These are basic accommodations, but very clean, neat, hygienic, and decent accommodations. Since last 2 years, we have been using these accommodations, and they have been cordial enough to grant us the stay and everything. So these teams are going to stay on 13th night at their particular destination. On 14th morning, early in the morning, it's advisable that we start searching for the grids early in the morning. One point which this year we have changed is that those people who have done surveys during last 2 years would find that doing 7 to 8 or 9 grids they have done in the first survey, there were around 9 to 10 grids. But doing those 9 numbers was really difficult. So this year we have kept somewhere around 6 grids for each team. So each team will have to scan 6 grids within a span of 2 days. So it comes to 3 grids per day. Therefore, starting on 14th morning, if the team finishes, say, 3 grids, there is no compulsion only to do 3 grids. If the time permits, if the grids are nearby, easily accessible, the teams can finish 4 grids in one day and keep 2 grids for the second day, because on second day, while returning, they will have to again travel the distances. So those teams which are near to Bhuj may not have to worry, but those teams which are farther to Bhuj, they may have to plan their travel according to that they reach back to Bhuj by 7 p.m. on 15th. This was just to maintain continuity. Now, coming back to the survey part. So, how things have been managed is that managing everyone's food is not practically feasibly, it's not possible for us to manage food at each and every places. Like we have got this time, we have got around 42 teams. So there will be 42 different zones and all teams will be traveling. So the as the guidelines state, each team will have to manage their food on 14th and 15th. For which I'll be giving brief introduction how to manage things in Bhuj, because at certain places in Bhuj, there are interior places, teams will maybe have to a little careful to finish their meals in time, because after sundown, they may not find any restaurants or any cafes or anything. So that's a tricky part. So now coming back to 13th night. Now, 13th night when the team travels, they'll have a pre-assigned accommodation to them, either forest department guest house or a dharmashala or a good stay wherever it is possible. 13th night, they'll stay put that place. 14th morning, they may start their survey early in the morning. They may finish their grids. The afternoons may be a little lull, so the teams can utilize that time either to finish their lunch, meal, or to take rest. If they are closer by their accommodation, they can go back to their accommodation. If they want to remain in the field, that's absolutely a free time for the teams to decide. They may opt or choose to finish their other two grids in the evening or one grid in the evening. But I would request that all teams may finish their grids a little early in the evening before sundown so that they can reach from their grid to a nearby place of lodging. Because lodging after, in some areas it is open, like the developed areas where the cities or smaller towns are there, they may find food till later point of time, like 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock. But at some places like the interior places of Khavda, the north part of Kutch, northwest part of Kutch, there food may not that be easily available. So the teams may have to be a little careful. We so far, as on today, we don't know that which team is going to go to which zone because the teams have not been finalized. The team would be finalized in coming 4 to 5 days. And then we'll be sharing that the teams, which team is going to which area and which zone. So which area they are going to scan. So on 14th, after you finish your evening meal, then the teams would go back to the same pre-assigned accommodation allotted to them. They'll spend their 14th night over that same place. On the 15th morning, we would suggest that the teams may pick up their baggages and everything and start the survey work. May finish by afternoon or by late afternoon, they may finish their remaining grids and they may head back towards Bhuj. Why I would suggest is that usually we suggest that whenever any team scans any area. So for an example, I'll just enlarge my screen a little bit. I hope that people are seeing a zone around Nakhatrana. There is a blue zone around Nakhatrana. So if the team is doing, say, Netra and Nakhatrana zone, marked with the blue circle, we would suggest that team to take the grid which is closest to Bhuj, which would be like the closest grid to Bhuj. So what happens is that when you finish the closest grid to Bhuj, you can straight away start for Bhuj. So each zone would have one such grid which is nearer to Bhuj. So that grid may be kept for last, and then eventually after completing the remaining grids, that may be done on Sunday afternoon or probably Sunday morning, whatever suits. And then the teams can by afternoon or by late afternoon can start for Bhuj so that they reach Bhuj by around 6:30, 7 o'clock. Because 7 o'clock we'll have dinner. We all will have our dinner together on 15th evening. That is Sunday evening. So all teams will finish their survey and come back to Bhuj on 15th evening. 15th evening, we'll have dinner together and then all of us will disperse. Now, one thing I would like to say here for this year is that we have been keeping complete track of what is the situation, weather conditions, because so many people were apprehensive of how the things are going to go in Kutch. So it's not raining so far in Kutch presently, but yes, rains a couple of weeks back were really heavy that may have damaged the roads a little, and there may be certain areas in Kutch which would be muddy presently. So our many grids may be in such areas where it may not be so accessible for them to reach to the grid. In such circumstances, we request the teams that you try to reach to the grid as far as near as possible. If you find that in no case this grid is accessible, then put a comment that the grid was not accessible in the checklist, and you can make a checklist as far as possible near to that grid. I think Ashwin would explain in detail this part. The second part, this year, we are thinking is that each team should note down in their checklist whenever they enter the grid, and then when they are making the checklist, which of course Ashwin would be explaining how the checklists are to be made as per the survey protocols. Each team may note down in their checklist comments that what was the geographical condition of the grid, whether it was easily accessible, whether it is accessible during drier season, or whatever weather condition, whatever geographical condition, whatever team feels. For the reason that gives us a data whereby we may be able to figure out that how to make these grids more accessible to people, or to reshuffle that subject to how things go. So that is one part we wanted to add. We would request all teams to add into their checklist comments whenever they enter the grid and prepare the survey checklist, to add in checklist that what was the geological condition of that grid. I think from my end, these are the logistics, and the remaining part I would leave today for Ashwin, because I'm completely exhausted. Ashwin, you'll have to take everyone through. Now you take over.
Sure, sure. And one thing to add to what Kunan said, whenever something is too difficult to reach, we strongly recommend that you don't do anything dangerous. Make sure that you remain safe, don't get stuck somewhere. So
Yes.
keep that in mind. So don't do
Okay,
anything
Ashwin, can I
too.
interrupt for a moment?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm extremely sorry. I'm completely exhausted. In fact, I'm in transit. So these people, Ashwin and other people know. But I would like to first of all thank few people before going any further. Mr. Uday Vora, we call him Uday Bhai. So he's the first person. Ashwin, Arpit, Mayuri, Amir. So this is the team which actually makes this survey happen. There was a thought to have such kind of a survey, which thought is before us because of the hard work of all these people. So I'm really thankful to all these people, that without you guys, it would not have been possible for me to get into this. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll now take you
Okay,
through.
I'll stop sharing my screen. Sorry.
Ha.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll continue. Perhaps I'll share my screen and take you back to the guidelines document. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah. So now Kunan has shared the general structure of the entire survey, and now it's clear that everybody will have to go to certain grids, and you'll be going in teams. So first I'll say a little bit about the composition of a team. So it's important that in every team, it cannot be completely random, and teams cannot entirely be people who know each other, because every team has to have one person who is experienced with the landscape and experienced with birds in that area. So there'll be at least one leader in that team who also knows how to make a checklist, etc. There should be at least one person who's able to communicate with people locally, who either knows Gujarati or is at least comfortable in that landscape. And then the remaining one or two people in the team can be anybody. So the teams will be structured, keeping a number of things in mind. So that's just a brief into how the teams will be. Next, all the teams will be provided the grids that they will have to cover. And Arpit, if he's able to, later will cover this. Otherwise, I'll explain how this works. But now we'll assume that you know what your grids are and you have to go and reach those grids. So what do you do when you reach a grid? As you can see in the document over here, try to enter the grid, um, which will be on your Google Maps. Try to enter the grid from any direction that is feasible. Once you enter the grid, if you just enter the grid even, you can start your checklist. So once you start your checklist, ensure that you walk 1 kilometer for your checklist without exiting the grid and without doubling back your direction. So go as far as possible in a single direction, or ensure that you cover new areas for 1 kilometer. Don't rush through this track. Try and spend 45 minutes to an hour. In some cases, if there's nothing at all, maybe half an hour to 40 minutes, but try and spend some time finding birds along this track. Some of them can be a little difficult, like scrub robin, spotted flycatcher. These can be hiding in bushes, so you need to listen out, need to watch carefully. Some others, like European roller, etc., are easy to detect. So spend some time, and then once you finish that, end your checklist at the end of 1 kilometer. There is a naming convention for each checklist, so that must be followed very strictly. So the name of your location when you create a location for your checklist has to be based on your team number and grid number. So all of you will know what your team number is. All of you will know what the relevant grid number is that you're entering. So it should be, if you're team 3 grid 4, it should be T3G4. That should be the name of your location. And ensure that every checklist is shared with the ID Gujarat surveys. That's clear, right? We also recommend that there'll be a trip report that is shared, and everybody will be added onto that trip report. So if you upload your checklist as soon as possible, assuming there's nothing confusing there, we can view all updates real time, and we can watch the trip report building. So you'll know each grid based on Google Maps. Answering the question. So you'll be able to load your grid onto Google Maps, and you will be able to figure out where you're going. So you'll have to make sure that at least one person on the team has the grids loaded, and at least one person has battery on their phones. So carry power banks, etc. Of course, I don't need to say all this.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
so far as this KML part is concerned, we may in person also are going to explain those people to whom it is not clear. So probably we may explain
Yes.
here, but in person also on 13 this would be explained to each and every participant.
Yes. And
Yes,
also,
and there will be
yeah,
there will be a Google Doc as well as a video tutorial how to upload your individual teams grid locations on your Google Map, so it can be displayed on your whenever you are navigating through your maps.
Arpit, if you have that one KML file at least for one zone, after Ashwin finishes, you can show that how actually it works.
yeah.
Then in details you can explain on 13.
Yeah, you can do that now also. I just have one thing to say, which again will be told on 13th as well. If anybody has any confusion about ID on field, try not to commit on an ID immediately. Let's say you take a photo, you see a Shrike, you're not entirely sure what Shrike that is, call it Shrike SP. And then you can upload your checklist, and later that change can be made once you identify it. So be as cautious as possible, because there are so many people involved, and once the wrong ID has been shared with other people, it becomes very difficult to manage. So just a word of caution, which I will give again on 13th as well. Arpit, do you want to show the KMLs?
Yeah.
Before going to that, I have two questions. One is, like you just said that we can upload that and that grid in Google Maps and we can follow that, not a problem. But the thing is, what are the mobile connection available over there? Because who's being the interior thing, like it. So that's an issue now. Sometimes if the NAP is not available, or like the mobile tower itself is not available, then it might not be possible to check the Google.
No, I'll
Arpit will
explain
explain
this.
Yeah.
Are you explaining, Ashwin, or should I
Yes,
go
yes,
ahead?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically in Bhuj, you will get good network. 4G, 5G networks are available in Bhuj. So Bhuj should not be an issue of connectivity at all. So at Bhuj, we will ensure that all the teams, at least one member of each team, has the KML file uploaded on their Google Maps in their phone. Now, once you will upload this, it becomes a part of your maps. You will have to download that on your Google Maps. So even if then you don't have the coverage, it will still reflect on your Google Maps once it is downloaded as offline maps.
Okay, great it is. Thank you. And my second question is, as you said, that on 15th evening, we'll be reaching back to Bhuj at 7, and then we'll have dinner, and then we can depart for. So actually, I booked my train on 15th itself at night by 10:15 or something like that from Bhuj. So hopefully that will be...
Yes, that would work.
Oh.
There should not be any issue. We'll be able to finish our dinner by say around 8:30, 9 o'clock. So you will reach to the, because a railway station is very nearby the place where we are assembling.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Please carry on.
So you will conveniently reach the railway station.
Yeah, guys, I'm just loading my system. I was on a mobile. Just give me a second.
Okay, I think so far as the participants from earlier survey may not have, but if any new participant, anyone has any question with regard to anything what is going to happen during these 3 days, please go ahead and ask us.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Amit.
हाँ, मुझे ये पूछना था, अगर 15 को अगर खत्म हो रहा है तो उसके बाद वहां से हम कार से वापस आ सकते हैं क्या इमीडिएटली अहमदाबाद की तरफ?
हाँ, आप इमीडिएटली फिनिश करके आप निकल सकते हो. The roads are really safe in Gujarat and there should not be any problem.
तो भुज से अहमदाबाद कितना डिस्टेंस रहेगा और कितने टाइम में पहुंच सकते हैं उधर?
भुज से अहमदाबाद का डिस्टेंस इज अराउंड 320 किलोमीटर्स and it may take you around 6 hours journey.
ओके, तो जो रास्ता है वो रास्ता ठीक है ना?
हाँ, रास्ता ठीक है. थोड़ी बहुत जगह पे डैमेज थोड़ा बहुत हुआ होगा after these rains, specifically in Kutch. But the remaining roads are good. Sorry?
नाइट में जर्नी कर सकते हैं वहां से अहमदाबाद?
बिल्कुल कर सकते हो. भुज to Ahmedabad is like 6 lane. At some places it is 4 lane. And for majority of the distance, it is 4 track with a good road condition. After you enter into Kutch district, at some places it is 6 lane, at some places it is a bit narrower road of 4 track again. And the roads are really good and safe. So either ways, it's convenient to travel during night hours.
Okay, sir, मुझे team
Bachau to Bhuj is not that much. That is not 4 lane.
Yeah, so there may be some damaged parts after the rains, but overall the road conditions are not that bad.
Yeah, there are some potholes, but
within some patches only.
Yeah.
सर हमको भुज आने का है या फिर we have to go somewhere?
नहीं, आपको 13 को आफ्टरनून में भुज जाना है.
Okay, और while coming back, we also have to come back on come at to Bhuj. Final meeting.
Yes.
Bhuj to
Sir,
so 13
I have a question.
Please, Mona, just a minute.
See, so we are coming 3 days earlier to survey, and we will have a bit bigger luggage. So can we place that luggage somewhere, or we can carry it?
Sorry, ma'am, that would be very difficult because it's impossible to take responsibility of the luggage. We may try to find.
We have to carry it.
We may try to find some clock room if possible at our end, where you can put your luggage. We may try to find some facility, but it's rather impossible for us to manage that part.
Okay, no problem. So we will manage to keep it a little, but if in case we are coming early, so maybe...
I understand. There would be for more number of days, there will be more luggage. Yes, so yeah, that is there. But then you may have to keep a little tight luggage because Bhuj, we are having only a couple of forest department guest houses. And those would also be occupied by the participants during the survey days. So it would not be safe, and it's very difficult to take responsibility of the unclaimed luggage. Because there will be many people coming and going.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
हेलो सर. हेलो
जी जी.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
बोलिए.
सर, ये 13 को मॉर्निंग पहुंचे तो वहाँ पे गेस्ट हाउस वगैरह है अवेलेबल, या फिर दोपहर में ही पहुंचना है हमको?
अगर आप पहुंच जाओगे, there is no guest house as such to stay, but you can park your vehicle and then because we all are going to be in open only.
ओके. तो 13 को आफ्टरनून वी हैव टू मीट, और अर्ली मॉर्निंग इज पॉसिबल टू मीट एवरीवन?
No, meeting will be on 13th afternoon only.
ओके.
You may come to say hello is a different thing, but otherwise 13th afternoon only to meet, because otherwise the place
At forest department office.
no, that place is very small. That place is very small, and it will only be possible
See,
because
basically, Amit, this place has only one auditorium room where we are going to
Okay.
assemble. So it is basically it is not possible to have stay for everyone at that particular place. So it's better that we assemble in the afternoon.
Okay.
There are so many
और
people coming from outside the state. They are going to continue with their own bird watching program on 13th morning.
okay.
So
Okay.
you can put the message on the group, or there is some other group created by everyone who are coming from outside the state. You can discuss with them, and you can join them for bird watching if you are going to reach earlier on 13th morning.
And right
Okay,
next to
okay.
Bhuj, there are many nice birding places. So if you reach in the morning, you can go and explore those also.
ओके ओके. सर, ये जो टीम बनाई है उसके कुछ डिटेल्स मिलेंगे? कौन से टीम में मैं हूँ और कौन सा ग्रिड में काम करना है मुझे?
वो सब
वही
मिलेगा
मैंने
बाद में.
बोला, Amit ji, that's what I said, that the teams are not finalized yet. We are going to
Okay.
finalize the team. So far, what we have worked upon is that last year there were only 32 zones, and people were given more grids per team. And we realized that the teams are finding it really difficult to concentrate on one grid. So this year we have created 42 teams. There will be less grid per team. We have kept it for 6 grids on average. And for some teams who are going to travel very long distances like Narayan Sarovar and Dhoravira and other places, those teams will be doing 5 grids. But who would be the actual member of that team, that will be deciding within coming week. Within next 3-4 days, within next 3-4 days, we'll be sharing those details on the group.
Okay, okay.
Hi, Srini here. Hello.
Yes.
Srinivas.
Hi, Ashwin. Srini here.
Hi.
I just wanted to know here, we need to carry our bedroll and other things, or basic things like all these things are there, so that well, there's one thing. And if we know our location and the facility is there, then we need not carry. Even if we need to carry, those who are getting that kind of locations will carry. Others need not carry, right? Just
Yes,
what
exactly. Yeah, I'll answer this question, Srini, for you. So basically, at every place you are going to get good bedding and everything, so you need not carry any beddings or anything. Sleeping bags are also not
awesome,
necessary. You can carry only one very thin chadar kind of a thing. Yeah, so some sheets or something. Otherwise, the facilities would have the beds, comfortable beds. At some places, it may be difficult because some guest houses have single beds and sofa. So, but that is only one zone or something like that. Otherwise, remaining all places, the places are comfortable. You will get all basic amenities there.
Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
I haven't carried anything so far, by the way.
Hello, Ashwin, in case there is some zone like that, if we know in advance, we can.
You'll be told if there's something.
Yes, certainly. If need be, that particular team would be intimated in advance that this is the situation of the place. You may have to carry some additional stuff.
Superb. Thank you.
I don't think anybody will require to sleeping bag. That everything.
I don't think so. Yes.
Bedding is arranged. The only thing is that there's some places there is, because of the remote areas and a small accommodation places, 3 person may have to get accommodated within a 2-bed system, but there will be additional
mattress given in that room.
So no issues.
Instead of twin sharing, there may be because there are some interior places where we don't have any facility, no hotels, no dharmashalas. There are only small forest department guest houses with 1 or 2 rooms. So there,
Yeah, perfectly okay
a
for us. Perfectly okay.
team may have to accommodate with 3 people in one room.
No issues at all. Seriously, no issues. Thank you.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर मेरा
जी
हाँ, आपने बोला कुछ कुछ जगह पे रास्ता खराब है तो कौन सा
हाँ।
गाड़ी लेके आना बेटर रहेगा और मैं आई विल कम फ्रॉम नासिक देन सूरत देन
Are you going
तो
to
कौन से
come by
रास्ते से
car?
हाँ मैं सोच रहा हूँ कार से आने का
Okay. So
तो कौन
I
सा गाड़ी
think
लेके
see
आऊँ मैं
from नहीं आप सर्वे में अपना गाड़ी यूज करने वाले हो?
मैं वही आपको पूछ रहा हूँ क्या करूँ मैं यूज करूँ या आपके साथ में रहूँ
आप अगर यूज करोगे तो बहुत अच्छा बिकॉज यू विल हैव योर ओन कार एंड बेसिकली वी आर गोइंग टू प्लाई ऑल दिस कार्स जितनी भी गाड़ियां हैं वो
हाँ
टार रोड पे ही चलने वाली है देयर इज नो ऑफ रोडिंग और नथिंग
हाँ
सो
हाँ
the roads are going to be like
except Bunny.
no Bunny also we are going to go on tar roads only. We are not going to put any car on the off roads or on any other place. So Ayan ji, if you feel कि आपको गाड़ी लेके आना है please feel free. You can take your car anywhere in Kutch. Not an issue at all. The bad road condition I meant is that at some places there may be small potholes or some damaged roads, but the roads are everywhere.
अच्छा दूसरा एक क्वेश्चन था कि अगर कोई साथ में शेयरिंग में होता है तो मैं बड़ा गाड़ी लेके आ सकता हूँ इनोवा नहीं तो छोटा गाड़ी लेके आऊंगा ऐसा
We are hiring.
अगर
We are
कोई
hiring
टीम मेंबर्स आ रहे तो
We are hiring Swifts.
See, हम लोग भी Swifts ही hire कर रहे हैं. So the teams are going to be only of 3 or 4 people. So wherever there are other persons, say for an example, I or Udbhai, wherever there are personal vehicles, the driver himself is a survey participant.
हेलो सीएनजी वहाँ पे अवेलेबल है सीएनजी कार लेके आए तो अवेलेबल
CNG भुज में अवेलेबल है बाकी कहाँ पे नहीं है
ओके सर
CNG सिर्फ भुज में अवेलेबल रहेगा
भुज
बाकी
and
जगहों
Bachao prior to that place near Bachao it is CNG is available. CNG is available in Bhuj, but beyond Bhuj, I don't
may be
know.
difficult.
Difficult. No, it is not available. Practically not available.
If you really want to carry your car, then we may make inquiries that where else in Kutch CNG is available, or if you want to do the survey in your car, then what we can do is that we can think of other measures also.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, is the electricity is intermittent on where we are going to stay because we will have to charge our cameras?
Yes, the electricity usually does not go for such long time, but yes, you may have to keep some power banks or something with you, so that in case of partial failure of electricity, you can use the power banks.
It can be unpredictable. It's
Okay.
Yeah, it is a bit unpredictable.
Yeah, thank you.
Kavita calling from Pune. 2 of us are coming and we will be required to stay on 15th because my train is on the next day morning. My flight is on the morning, in next day morning, 16th. So can there be any arrangement made for staying or we will find it there at the 11th hour?
So we'll give you the details, and if you wish, you can have. We'll try to get it figured it out. I'll keep this in mind, and I'll share the Jain Dharmashala numbers and everything. And if you wish, we can talk to them on your behalf.
Oh, okay, that's great. That's great. Thank you so much.
So Bhuj has Jain Dharmashalas, which are very good. So you can stay put for one night at Bhuj.
Oh, okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Weather conditions. Whatever the AccuWeather says, some places sporadic rains may be.
There may be drizzles, but so far as so considering the terrain of Bhuj, wherever there are hilly areas, stony areas, there may not be any problem at all. In any case, our vehicles are going to be plied on roads only. And the grids we have selected so far as possible, probably almost all grids are nearing to the road. So you may not have to walk real long, like 5-10 kilometers to reach to the grid and other things.
Yeah, but better.
Some places may be waterlogged or muddy or something. So there the participants may have to be a little careful while walking through the grids. One more thing I would like to say that the participants, please have your shoes. Usually I have seen all the participants doing survey in shoes except Ashwin Viswanathan, who doesn't believe in wearing the shoes. But I would suggest that all of us should be wearing shoes because Kutch has good population of saw-scaled vipers
and scorpions.
And scorpions. So and this is my personal experience during one of the surveys. I was hardly around probably 1.5 centimeter away from a saw-scaled viper, and I didn't realize that I'm so close. So we would advise that the participants may use shoes during at least scanning the grids.
And probably I will request everybody to carry something, either raincoat or an umbrella, small umbrella with them.
Yeah, the rain jackets would help as a precautionary measure. Does anyone have any other questions or anything?
Sir, I had a question. Sir, एक क्वेश्चन पूछना था.
Yes.
सर, अगर मैं व्हीकल लेके आता हूँ तो वो वहाँ पे कुछ शेयरिंग मिलेगा वहाँ पे जो टीम वर्क काम करने का उसके लिए?
I didn't get your answer. I mean, question.
डीजल का खर्चा वगैरह उसमें होगा कुछ या?
So, sir, what we usually do is that wherever the people have volunteered to give their vehicles, they have volunteered along with the diesel and all other expenses. So wherever people are putting their personal vehicles, they are putting. But if the team members and everyone is ready to share, that can also be worked out.
Okay.
So till now, all the personal vehicles they come along with the diesel and everything. Wherever people have volunteered to give their vehicle for survey, use their vehicle during the survey. So that's how we have got somewhere around 12 to 14 personal vehicles. They are going to be plied. Then we have got around 8 vehicles from the forest department. And for the remaining teams, we hire taxis.
Okay, thank you.
So this can be worked. I'll talk to you about this later on.
Yes.
Maybe it's better to have a one-on-one call to explain everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we'll leave this for now.
So I had another question about how much walking would be involved each day approximately. I know it would depend on the zone, but just an average.
So basically each grid, as I said, is of 5 by 5 square kilometers. Now within one grid, as Ashwin said, you may have to walk for 1 kilometer, almost 1.5 kilometer, to make a complete checklist of and scan the grid. So if now we have given only 6 grids. So if you are doing 3 grids or 4 grids, probably it would be like walking 3 to 4 kilometers or maybe 5-6 kilometers a day, not more than that. But then it depends. If you find that there are good birds around and you want to walk further and you want to scan the area in detail, then it depends on each team how much do they want to go.
Understood. Okay. I was.
Okay, can I share the? Yeah, please go ahead, Isuda.
Sorry, I was also asking. So the car would, as it would be on the tar road, so sometimes you can be very far from your car. So you would have to carry some of the essentials with yourself whenever you go in the interiors, correct?
Yeah, usually what we do is that when we park our car, we at least carry one bottle of water along with us.
Okay.
To walk through the grid. So that is the bare minimum for each participant. They may have to carry their own bottle of water. And then you can scan through the grid. But otherwise, I don't think so. You need to carry any other essentials.
All right. Understood. Thank you.
Okay. Should I share the camel stuff?
You just show, just give them a brief demo how actually it works.
Yeah.
Yes, sure. But again, I just want to interrupt if I may ask, I have seen in any bird count, generally, lady birders, they put into, very nearer to the safest part for their safety and security. So we lose the opportunity to explore the farther part of the areas. So I request all the organizer, please consider this as well. Like, we should not be losing to
Yeah, ma'am. So
explore the farthest part as well.
I'll answer your question in little detail. So far as the safety of all the female participants are concerned, since last 2 years and this year also, what we do is that we intimate to the superintendent of police of the Kutch district that the survey is happening. The superintendent of police passes on the word to all the concerned local police stations that in case of any accident, please be of immediate help. Apart from that, all the organizers are already there. And answering your question, ma'am, we never do any partiality on based on gender. So it goes, even the female participants are put to the farthest places. They have been doing survey. So we don't try to discriminate on the ground of safety. We try to take care of complete safety of all the participants. Touchwood, since last 2 years, no untoward incident has happened. But we keep things to us that in case of something, we always are there. So we would not be discriminating female participants on that ground.
Great. Thank you so much.
Ashwin, you just said that no night service. Now, suppose we are in a zone where, like, say, Bunny grasslands or something, and we need to look for nightjar, European nightjar. So ideally, we should be doing a night survey, right?
So
but European,
basically, for now, we have kept European nightjar out of the survey species.
That's
Sooner
very
or later, we may be sooner or later. But so far as the grid checklists are concerned, those are taken for survey protocols. But the participants are completely free to make their own checklist even during transit and the remaining period. So if you come across any European nightjar, please make your checklist.
Okay, super.
That would still be part of the trip report.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, I'm barging in here.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So importing your data in Google Earth is pretty simple. You just first log into your Gmail account and then simply type maps.google.com. You will land up into this screen based on wherever your location is. On the right top left, you will see 3 bars and you will see a name called saved. This one is visible, and there is a tab called maps. Here you can upload any of the maps for this. So like I just uploaded for the team 1 and I got all the grids which is for the team 1, and each grid will have the name also. So you know that this is the team 1 grid 7, and this will be visible within your cell phone once you upload that. And uploading is also simple. Once you come here to the maps, I'll share the detail walk around, but you just simply put create map. Create new map. Then
Arpit, your connection is a little weak,
like
you are inaudible.
Import. First you yeah, that's you. I just edited the team name here, and you just simply import the KML file which we will supply. So I have a T3 KML here with me. That's it. Now it will automatically show on your Google map each of the grid for the team 3 and each of their locations and their name. So this is grid 7 for team 3. This is grid 6. This is grid 5. And one of the best thing is because when you are actually doing survey, the situation will happen something like this. So if I zoom in, this is the last year. So your navigation will work. That you want to go to T3, you simply click here and route it like the way we navigate. It will take you to this grid. And once you are in this grid, you can select where you want to take a sample or carry out the transact. And Ashwini, did you mention? I think from road it has to be around 100 to 100 meter away, not on the road exactly.
Arpit, can you explain that, you create a KML file. So show us the KML file. Show us how that KML file goes to the Google Maps. So if you have sent a KML file to me on WhatsApp or email, show us how from there we can download it and how we can take it.
Okay. So I'm sending dummy.
Somebody is requesting that can the instructions also be given in Hindi? हिंदी में भी बता सकते हैं शायद तो किसी को.
हाँ बिल्कुल. Sorry.
Yep. So आपको ऐसे WhatsApp पे इंडिविजुअल टीम को ग्रिड सिलेक्ट करके भेजी जाएगी. You simply download that. So you just click on the KML file. It will be downloaded in your download folder. Then open Gmail, log into Gmail. You have to just make sure that you have to log into your Gmail account.
Arpit, go a little slower for people like us. Be slow so that it goes. So once you download the file, where does it open? So when I download the file, it would open in my download folder, right?
Yeah, but in every system, I mean, somebody would be using Mac, somebody using Windows, somebody Linux. So no idea.
So in on Windows or on Android, it would जब जो आपको WhatsApp में जो आया था फाइल, जब आप उसको डाउनलोड करोगे, तो वो फाइल खुलेगा आपके डाउनलोड फोल्डर में, या तो आपके जो आप फोल्डर चूज कर रहे हो वो आपके कंप्यूटर पे आना चाहिए. तो जब आप वो WhatsApp में से डाउनलोड करोगे तो वो कहाँ दिखाई देगा?
Okay, so once you find, आपको एक बार पता चल गया कि आपको जो KML फाइल है वो कहाँ पे है, कौन से फोल्डर में है. It could be in
तो
your
आप अपने
download
स्क्रीन
folder.
पे उस फोल्डर पे जाओ ना. जब आपने डाउनलोड किया तो आपके कंप्यूटर में वो कहाँ पे गया, तो आप वहां पे जाओ ना, वो फोल्डर में से.
तो मैंने डाउनलोड किया तो ये Ting 7 का KML मेरे पास यहाँ पे आ गया. So I know where the grid file is.
तो डाउनलोड्स के फोल्डर में आया, तो वहां पे आप जब क्लिक करोगे, आपने ये क्लिक किया तो ये सीधा गूगल मैप में खुलेगा.
नहीं, रुको, ठंड रखो. ये फाइल डाउनलोड हो गया, उसके बाद इसको हमें अपने क्लाउड के जीमेल अकाउंट में लेना है. उसका प्रोसेस सिंपली ये है. आप
तो इसको कैसे ले जाना है वो बताइए.
अपना जीमेल अकाउंट, आप अपना जीमेल अकाउंट में लॉगिन कीजिए. वंस यू लॉग इन टू योर जीमेल अकाउंट, यार ये क्यों ऊपर नीचे आ रहा है. तो आई एम ऑलरेडी लॉग्ड ऑन, बट जस्ट आपको एक बार दिखा रहा हूँ. ये मैंने जीमेल में ऑलरेडी लॉग्ड ऑन हुई, तो मेरा ये लॉगिन हो गया. एक बार जीमेल ओपन आपका हो गया, उसके बाद आपको maps.google.com ओपन करना है.
तो ये सिर्फ कंप्यूटर पे होगा,
ये सब कंप्यूटर पे ही होगा, फोन में नहीं होगा.
हाँ, तो इस स्टेप के लिए आपको कंप्यूटर पे ही करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ, क्योंकि आप KML फाइल भी कंप्यूटर पे ही डाउनलोड करोगे, फोन पे नहीं. So once
I'll just answer to Shehnaz's question that you need not carry your laptops at all. Please don't carry your laptops.
There is no need.
If you want to carry it, if you want to carry it for your own purpose, that's okay, but no need for the survey purpose.
तो अभी आपने maps.google.com खोल दिया है. उसके बाद यहाँ ऊपर 3 ऐसे डॉट्स, 3 लाइंस होगी, उस पे आपको क्लिक करना है. एंड
अच्छा अर्पित, एक मैसेज आया है कि खाली जीमेल में होगा कि कोई अदर मेल एड्रेस में नहीं होगा ना? बिकॉज
नहीं, ओनली जीमेल।
इसमें हाँ, इसके लिए सिर्फ जीमेल चाहिए होगा। ये इट वुड नॉट हैपन ऑन एनी अदर मेल। यू विल नीड जीमेल अकाउंट फॉर दिस।
हाँ, बिकॉज
दिस इज गूगल मैप्स।
दिस इज गूगल मैप्स। अभी आईफोन, आई मीन उसमें भी, iOS में भी गूगल मैप का सपोर्ट आ गया है, तो इट विल वर्क इन योर iOS डिवाइस ऑल्सो। बट जो हमें कंप्यूटर पे काम करना है, जो हमने KML फाइल डाउनलोड करके जीमेल के अकाउंट के अंदर जो अपलोड करना है, दैट हैज टू बी डन ऑन द जीमेल अकाउंट थ्रू ओनली। तो हमने एक बार जीमेल में लॉगिन किया, जीमेल में लॉगिन करने के बाद हमने maps.google.com खोला, उसके बाद हमने ये 3 वाली जो लाइन थी वो क्लिक करके सेव्ड में हम गए। ये सेव्ड में आप जैसे ही आओगे तो आपको लिस्ट, लेबल्ड, विजिटेड एंड मैप्स ऐसे टैब्स दिखेंगे। आपको सिंपली मैप्स में जाना है। हम क्या कर रहे हैं कि बेसिकली, हाँ,
someone asked you a question.
मेरे को यहाँ पे मैं शेयर कर रहा हूँ तो मुझे क्वेश्चन नहीं दिख रहा है, इसीलिए प्रॉब्लम है।
अच्छा, ओके।
I'll answer each question once I'll finish this.
ओके, हाँ, let Arpit finish, उसके बाद में हम लोग क्वेश्चन करेंगे। Hemal, you can ask your question once Arpit finishes.
Hemal said it's easy to use. Oh, ये क्या गया?
Arpit, continue. So we'll answer all questions once you finish.
Yeah. So once you एक बार आप मैप्स कॉलम में जाओगे तो आपको सबसे लास्ट में एक लेबल आएगा क्रिएट मैप। हमें नया मैप क्रिएट करना है। लास्ट वाला या पुराने पार्टिसिपेंट लोगों ने यूज किया होगा तो वो डिलीट कर देना है। तो आपको सिंपली क्रिएट मैप, दैट्स इट। तो ये स्क्रीन आ जाएगा, उसमें आप क्रिएट कर दो। अब जैसे ही आपने क्रिएट बटन दबाया और यहाँ पे मैप का स्क्रीन आ गया। यहाँ पे हम मैप का दे देते हैं कि टीम 7 का ये मैप है, और यहाँ पे हमें वो जो KML फाइल हमने डाउनलोड किया था वो हमें यहाँ अपलोड करना है। सो मैंने ब्राउज किया, मेरा विंडोज मशीन है तो KML फाइल मेरा डाउनलोड हुआ था इसमें, तो मैंने यहाँ से मैं अपलोड कर दे रहा हूँ। बस जैसे ही ये अपलोड हो जाएगा तो वो जितनी भी ग्रिड्स है मेरी टीम 7 की, वो यहाँ पे विजिबल हो जाएगी। बस एक बार आपने इतना कर लिया, फिर आपको और कुछ नहीं करना है। आपको सिंपली गूगल अपने सेलफोन पे जाके गूगल मैप ओपन करके सेव्ड में, उसमें भी सेम सेव्ड टीम्स, उसमें ये टीम 7 मैप आ जाएगा वंस यू लोकेट देयर। और ये जो पूरा भी थोड़ा आपको थोड़ा टिकी लगा होगा, उसका एक वीडियो बना के, बोथ जो आपको डेस्कटॉप पे करना है या कंप्यूटर पे करना है और जो आपको मोबाइल पे करना है, वो दोनों का एक ट्यूटोरियल कम वर्ड फाइल में एक
it yourself video करके we'll share it on the group.
We will share it across.
And one more point, Arpit, you would like to clarify कि एक बार ये मैप्स, ये जो आपने क्रिएट मैप वाला किया और वो मैप आपके जो डाउनलोड हो गए गूगल मैप्स में, फिर उसके बाद में आपको इंटरनेट की जरूरत नहीं है। वो ऑफलाइन मैप्स हो जाते हैं। फिर वो अगर आपके पास मोबाइल कनेक्शन है, नेटवर्क का कुछ नहीं, देन इट वर्क्स ओनली ऑन GPS। तो हर एक टीम को अपना GPS ऑन करना रहेगा। आपके फोन का GPS ऑन होना चाहिए, तभी वो काम करेगा, अदरवाइज दैट विल नॉट वर्क।
और काफी सारे लोग जो गूगल मैप्स यूज करते हैं, खास करके मोबाइल फोन पे, उसके अंदर फैसिलिटी भी है कि आप जैसे किसी ने कहा था कि सेलुलर कवरेज नहीं है या ऐसा कुछ, आप प्री डिफाइंड एरिया को पहले से डाउनलोड करके फोन में रख सकते हो। सो गूगल मैप विल वर्क व्हेन देयर इज नो नेटवर्क कनेक्टिविटी, ओनली GPS विल बी नीडेड।
हाँ, और वो GPS आपको अपने फोन का ऑन रखना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज लास्ट सर्वे में 2-3 लोगों का ऐसा था कि मोबाइल में GPS ही ऑफ था, लोकेशन सर्विसेज, तो उसकी वजह से वो मैप्स वर्क नहीं कर रहे थे। सो अगर आप अपने फोन पे ट्राई कर रहे हो तो आपको फोन में ये इंश्योर करना है कि GPS आपका ऑन है। Okay, any questions now?
Yeah, sir, I have a question.
Yeah, and go ahead.
When we will get that KLM files?
I think that also along with the teams, once we finalize the team, which team is going to which zone, then we'll be sharing the zone KML file with that particular team.
Okay, thank you.
और कोई सवाल? Anyone has any questions?
Somebody is asking whether they require to carry the food or what for 2 days.
I don't think so. It is advisable to carry the foods. If there are any personal preferences, that can be done. But otherwise, food otherwise is easily available across Kutch.
Yeah, but
The
it is a
base-
simple, it is a simple food.
it
Don't
is simple
expect
food.
they want
It's
a
like,
non-veg
it's
and
like
then have it
homely
for
food.
a
It's
very
it's
it is
like
all the dhaba kind of the
it's
arrangements. Is a roti sabji, rotla
it's
sabji or something like that.
Just talking, मैगी तो लेके आने वाला हूँ मैं.
so personal preferences, you can carry anything for you. But otherwise, the food is available. It's not that the food is not available at places. The food would be available, but as Uday said, the food would be very basic. It's like a home food kind of food, some road dhaba kind of food. That's a nice answer. Who eats while birding? I do the same thing. Why to eat when birding?
The eBird app will need internet to work to do the checklist, right?
No, the eBird app also works on GPS without the internet. Only for submitting the checklist, you need internet.
Right.
Otherwise, your GPS would take the location, exact location coordinates of your checklist. So that works on GPS. You may not need.
Yeah.
And from the team, only one person will upload their checklist, not all.
Yes. So there is one more thing, that each team would be of around 3 people wherever there are taxis. So one is driver and 3 participants. Wherever there are private vehicles or the forest department vehicle, there will be 4 people in one team. That's how we are going to form the team. So out of 4 people, only one person may make the checklist and may share it with other participants. Not that all 4 participants should make separate checklists. There should be only one checklist per team, shared with all the participants, all the rest of the team members.
One more thing, in eBird, if somebody is just downloaded a pack of their own state, it would be recommended that they download pack of Gujarat also.
Yes, that is advisable to have pack of Gujarat. So to avoid red flags and unreported species. Do we have any other clarification? Do we have any other queries or anything? Ashwin, would you like to say something?
No. I think most things are covered, and we'll cover things with any more doubts at the venue and in the WhatsApp group.
Okay. So Hemal, do you have any question? You were suggesting something.
कुनन भाई, मैं ये बोल रहा था कि फील्ड एरिया मेजरमेंट करके एक एप्लीकेशन है.
पर हेमल, फॉर दिस हम लोगों ने पहले से ये KML फाइल्स थ्रू गूगल अर्थ एंड थ्रू eBird वो किया हुआ है. सो वी आर गोइंग विद दैट फॉर्मेट.
कुनन भाई, उसके लिए हमें वो लैपटॉप या पीसी कुछ भी जरूरत नहीं है. वो सीधा फोन से
लाने की जरूरत नहीं है. इसमें भी गूगल में भी गूगल में भी आपको कोई लैपटॉप की या किसी की जरूरत नहीं है. वो हम आपको वहां पे, अगर किसी को दिक्कत आया, किसी को अगर कहीं पे कंफ्यूजन है, तो हम लोग मोबाइल पे तो अवेलेबल है ही है, एंड हम लोग तेरा को भी वहां पे फिजिकली पर्सनली कर सकते हैं.
ओके.
सो जाने से पहले आई थिंक एग्जैक्टली अश्विन इज ऑलरेडी सेइंग दैट लेट्स गो. सो जाने से पहले आई से कि अगर किसी को कोई भी क्वेरी है या कोई क्वेश्चन है या कुछ भी है, इन दिनों में आने वाले वीक में अगर आज कुछ सूझा नहीं है और 2 दिन के बाद में इफ समवन गेट्स एन आइडिया कि हाँ ये पूछना रह गया था, ये प्लीज फील फ्री आइदर ऑन द ग्रुप और यू कैन मैसेज अस ऑन पर्सनल मैसेज ऑल्सो. वी आर देयर टू आंसर द क्वेरीज. And whatever confusions are there with regard to the technical parts and everything, we'll still be explaining this during the orientation on 13th. I think we are all done now. So should we end the meeting now?
Yes, we can end the session.
Okay. Chalo,
Okay,
so now see you everyone on 13th.